Hey there, friends. Have you ever forgotten something, delayed at something, lost interest in that something? Well, that's me, master of starting things and never finishing them. But today is not the day we leave unfinished projects on hold any longer. What am I talking about? Well, if you're not one of the 70 people that watched my previous video, which is not good, or maybe yes, I don't know. Well, I started making the helmet of subject data from Bioshock, and here it is. But as you can see, it's not finished yet. And in the last 4 months, I didn't make any progress because life happens and all that stuff. Now that I look at it in a room with more light, looks like I painted it like. And thanks to the summer heat, some parts have actually warped. Damn global warming! Now I really want to finish it, and if it is decent at the end, that's a bonus, I guess. My idea back then was to make the whole thing, but now I don't have any new ideas or workarounds to finish it. My only priority is to brute force my way through it because I really want to finish any project I start. So, first step, print all the missing pieces. And this is pretty much done. They are not perfect, but my motto when using the 3D printer is why buy it when you can actually print it poorly yourself? And yet, here we are. Now, any problems? Well, for example, this fits nicely here, but not here or there. I guess I will just glue them. Anyway, no time to waste, we are here to finish this. And that's why I printed this way smaller than it should have been. Why? Well, I was too scared that I had to reprint it if it didn't fit. But I don't think it will be a problem. Maybe. And that's it for the first step. Now let's quickly move on to the second step before I lose the will to do this. Time to cover everything with a filler. Wait, what about sanding the whole thing to make it smooth? Well, I guess we have to do that. But I will just do it, because in this video it is we do stuff, not we do stuff well. It's mask time! All the pieces seem to fit with the exception of some screws, but I guess I will just make them shorter. I didn't use the sandpaper on the top one, as I will probably cover it with resin to make it smoother, since the print is kinda bad. By the way, I cannot give you any advice on 3D printing because my prints suck, but remember to wear a mask if you're sending stuff. Now, let's paint them. And I guess I need a mask again. I ended up using a black primer in the end. Why? Well, after a lot of analysis, it was the only one that wasn't empty, so I used that. The only place where I didn't use the primer is the top part, where I poured a bunch of resin on top to make it smoother. Now, in the meantime, I created this. You may ask, what the heck is this? Well, just an experiment. But if you listen to me before in the video, have you? I don't want to make the whole thing, but what am I going to do then? Let me show you. Now, if we remove the body, what remains is this. If then we add a lamp We combine them, we get this. Ta-da! Now, one of the problem is the glass. I don't want to see what is inside, but I still want to see some light coming out. And also I want the glass or whatever will be in its place to look old and used. And that's why I was experimenting with resin and acrylics to create that effect. And that's why I printed this thing here. I poured a bunch of resin on it with some color and dust to make it dirty. I left it to harden for a day and the result is this, which is not perfect but seems to do the trick. Now, for the step, the creative one. We have to paint them all. Let's go. And I actually cheated a bit, as I already started painting them. Well, to be honest, I was testing the colors. And I guess we follow this strategy of painting them monocolor and then have a feeling at the end. To paint the pieces, I am using a Vallejo game color set with some metal colors, which are very nice, though I often have to mix them. Now, what to do next? I am quite happy with most of the monocolor pieces like the screws, and I think I will leave them like this. And this is not because I'm lazy. Though I needed to fix the attachments of some pieces, like this one, which is kinda ugly at the moment. This part here, understand why this piece doesn't fit anymore. And yeah, the top part. And finally, these attachments need some work. But before doing all this, I'm going to make the bold move of gluing all the pieces together. I will be using this stuff here, which is a simple putty, but it smells like a chemical weapon. So it's mask time again, I guess. Looking back at this, the mask was probably not needed, but better to look dumb than give confirmation. And all the pieces seem to hold. In some places the putty is kinda messy, but that is intentional. As when I will paint on top, I think it will make a rusty, dirty effect. I think. I hope. And now I cannot delay the painting any longer, and so let's do it. But don't expect anything special. Now, recording that was kinda pain, and also it was removing the relaxing part from it. And so let me review it instead, like I know what I'm talking about. First, I covered most of the putty with a base coat. Then, on some points, I poured extra color on top to create a textured, non-smooth surface. And then I went in with some fine details to really bring out those rust, welding, and dirt textures. Here, this part looks like rust, I think. Over here we have got some welding action, and in this spot it's meant to look dusty. For the top part, initially I covered the putty with a more vibrant color, while keeping the rest in line with the main part. But then I realized it was actually too red, so I toned it down with some black paint. Overall, making this project from start to finish was incredibly satisfying. I really enjoyed the process since I had never done anything quite like this before. And even though it's not perfect, I really like how it turned out. But yeah, maybe next time I will try to make something slightly smaller. Though we are not quite done yet. There is still one thing to do. The lights. It's so dark. If only there was a light. I got you covered. Ta-da! Thanks for watching. See ya.